Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim, and this is Freedom Friday. Yes. Free to wear my free tie. I got this as a present. It was symbolic, of course, of our great nation and everything that it stands for. And I see there's a lot of people who don't really have the same feelings that a lot of Americans have. They want to destroy our country. They want to turn it into a Gestapo police state by voting for Trump. Or they want to just let it fall into the same old like we've had with Obama for the past 8 years with Hillary. So those people really aren't truly Americans, in my opinion, because they're not willing to step out of the box and get behind a third party. Now, as you know, we have a numerous problems getting our message out. But we're able to do this nightly, and it's confounded the elitists who now have resorted to just paying people to paste death threats in our room. Now, every single few minutes now, in our room when we open up guest chat, we get persons saying that they're going to kill me. Well, this is an example of it right there. Right there, see? And they do multiple guests, and they come in, and they threaten me. This is how desperate the two parties are to cling to power. This is how incredibly, very fearful they are of losing their control over our country. They've already failed at the budget. They haven't had a budget in 7 years. They haven't been able to put together a plan to create American jobs in 16 years. They continue to cater to big money, and now we've got the two top 1%ers running for president under the two lame duck parties, the Democratic and Republican Party. So now we are beginning to believe that what is happening is the most corrupt thing possible. The elitists are virtually using every means possible. They're paying people to attack me, threaten to kill me, etc., to try to uproot our efforts, which are nonstop. We've been doing a show continuously for 8 years. 5 hours a night, and it's phenomenal how we keep this up. We only take 1 day of rest, that's Sunday, and they are really pissed off because they can't stop people talking about me. They can't go into your family and say, you are hereby required not to talk about David Sponheim and the third party movement. They don't have that power. So you have the power to talk about me, and you're doing that, and it's really, really helping. And I mean, all of the people around the world are doing this. Sunday we take a day of rest, but last Sunday I did a 24-hour show to see what the tempo was like, and we got unbelievable attacks in our room. We got an endless attack from people on 4chan that were trying to hook up for sex acts. It was crazy. So we're not really sure if we're going to repeat the Sunday 24-hour show. They're putting new drainage lines in Louisiana to keep the roads from flooding. Yeah, that's good. There was an area of Louisiana that was actually a road construction project caused a massive flood. They put a big meridian down a highway, and it forced an entire area into a flood zone. That shows you how out of it the Army Corps of Engineers are. Yeah, you have to take a day of rest in order to actually, refresh and doing what we have to do. The reality is we're being seen by people around the world now. Our show is being broadcast to millions of people through the UHF channels, and there's not a damn thing the elitists can do to stop it. And I applaud all the people who are trying to fight for free speech around the world, who are telling people that a guy has been trying to run for president for 8 years and has been suppressed and censored. So now we have millions of people watching our show. They take our feed and they duplicate it. And you could even do that from our website. Go to AmericasThirdParty.com and run a nonstop multicast show from your own computer if you really wanted to. I mean, we are seeing this kind of blow out in different proportions, but whatever you want to do. Telling people about a third party and reminding people that we are available online to check us out. Yeah, we're not going to respond to any rumors about people killing themselves until we see a death certificate, because we've heard people guess running their mouth off around the internet. One person was saying that I died, and it really upset one of my international followers. And it's ridiculous how these people are so sick on the internet that they push fake stories just to piss people off or freak them out. All right. We could all hope on the last one. Well, I'm asking everybody to write my name in this upcoming election. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. And these idle threats people have been making continuously in our show, threatening to kill me on a nightly basis, and you can see how many times they do it now, is indicative of a very sick and evil society, which has descended into the darkest of greed and avarice, and you get the lowest life scums doing this for a profit. They make money threatening my life. We know that people make money online doing it. I've seen people openly tell me they're going to invest $25,000 against me, and I can't stop them. We don't get a lot of donations, I can tell you that, but the fact that we keep doing this is enough of a splinter sticking in the side of the behemoth corrupt censorship that's out there. And we keep egging away at the problem, and eventually we'll break through. So as you know, these people are engaged in what is called decadence, almost a deep-seated evil that is brewed by mainstream media having violence in films. It breeds an indifference to violence or the thought of violence. Yeah, I'm talking about the cyber terrorists when I say these people. They are cyber terrorists. And we will have provisions in place that right now the FBI is completely incompetent. They can't even deal with it. The FBI is almost beyond incompetent when it comes to technology. When asked about Hillary's emails, they said that they'd checked every way possible, that in no way could anyone have hacked into them. And we now know that all of Hillary's emails were hacked. And that if Julian Assange does have some real serious dirt on her about complicity in the Benghazi attack on Chris Stevens, then we will see that in the next month or so. If the Russian hack got into her emails before she'd hit the delete button. But the FBI signed off on it saying, no, nobody got to her emails. They didn't even know where her emails were. They were completely out of touch. And this is a classic example of a bureaucracy, one of the many, that have been virtually inert for the past 50 years. The changes within the FBI have been more bureaucratic in nature. They aren't really cutting-edge people. And the fact that they can't even return my phone call indicates to me that they're an agency that won't even help the American citizens. So we have a serious problem at the FBI level. We have a serious problem at the CIA level. We have a serious problem at the State Department and the Justice Department. So all of this has to change with the third-party president. Thank you. I will need to lie detector test and use biometric analysis on all of my key people close to me. Yeah, I called the FBI and they won't even return my call. They can watch all they want, say all they want. I believe they're incompetent. If they think I'm a joke, then they better go ahead and tell me to my face, because not calling me is a violation of my rights. All right, so there we go. You know, you can look at the facts. Why hasn't the FBI investigated this? Donald Trump's name in the blacklist that came from Jeffrey Epstein's butler. This is evidentiary of complicity. Donald Trump being on the blacklist of a guy who's a pedophile who exchanged in sex slavery with teenage girls. This is a serious problem. Yet this story hasn't even migrated to the top of the list. The FBI should be looking into this directly. The FBI is not doing a damn thing about the Hillary emails. The FBI has absolutely dropped the ball in every investigation. They never investigated Barack Obama's birth certificate. Clearly it was a forgery. Everyone expert I've talked to says it was a forgery. Yeah, really. Probably paying for his methamphetamines, the death threats. We will turn off guest chat, but that's their goal. You got to understand, this is what they're trying for. Because they're afraid that I'll get mainstream media attention. That's why, Sunstar. They don't realize how 1 minute of mainstream media attention with the right words could actually jeopardize Trump and Clinton's ability to run for president. I have ample proof Michelle Obama is a man. Yeah, but that's not the issue anymore. I don't really care if Michelle's a transgender. It's irrelevant. What bothers me is that they lied. Well, I'll let you sign in if you turn on JustChat. I'm not going to let them win. You understand? They're trying to get me to turn off guest chat. That's right. It's just a troll move. It doesn't work. And the more we let it work, the more they think they're powerful. Okay, since we're at Freedom Friday, we can go right to the meat and potatoes of the entire discussion of Hillary and Donald. But before we do that, let's linger a little bit on why you Democrats made such a horrible mistake thinking that his birth certificate was legitimate. I mean, you didn't even, you took it sight unseen. You didn't even bother checking. And that birth certificate that he revealed was indicative of a forgery. Now, this is not in any way a Photoshop image of Michelle Obama. I'm about to play you something that will shock you if you haven't seen it. It's a video that she did on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Or I'm going to say she did on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Yeah, very degenerate. It's a very degenerate video. It's worth looking at, I think. Give it a shot.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now unless she has a colostomy bag flopping around there, or some sort of a Foley catheter or something, Foley catheter. Now, what is flopping around there? I mean, you tell me if that isn't proof. So a grand jury will indict both Barack and Hillary. We will prosecute Barack. It's time. You know, you Democrats have failed. Your country hasn't advanced. We've got an economy that's hitting the skids left and right. Heck, the dollar stores are showing huge drops in sales right now. And we've got Beavis and Butthead running for president. Mr. Beavis, who wants Mexico to pay for a wall, that he stole the idea from me. And Miss Butthead and her Benghazi nonsense and all the darkness of the Clinton administration and the dynasty of darkness. Yeah. So we got Beavis and Butthead running for president. And we've got no solutions coming out of the nation's media because they refuse to question anything Obama ever says. We have a free press that is so dead that it's not even funny, yet we have the blogosphere, which is so incredibly alive that it's unbelievable. Let me play a little video for you to prove that what I'm saying is correct.
Hi, I'm David Sponheim. And this is
America's Third Party. We are featuring ideas and have been doing this for 8 years. Do any of these ideas sound familiar to you? A 1,000-mile water fence, mobile medical units in every city in America, seawater pipeline that can generate fresh water, weapons-free safe zones, a blimp plane. So join us as we take on the impossible, challenging the two-party system and the mainstream media. We're on every night.
Yeah, so we basically have been doing this for 8 years, talking about all these ideas that Trump now claims are his own. Yeah, you can't contest this because I have proof. I have video proof dating back 8 years. I heard about Hillary's 12 different Blackberries she used, and they only recovered a couple. All right, great. Well, this is exciting. Hey, Deadhead. There's something going on in here, yeah. We want to talk about issues, ask any questions about your freedom. The police state is enlarging. Donald wants more of a police state. He wants deportation. He wants to ID Muslims. His entire approach is all out of Nazi propaganda that he read next to his bed. According to depositions his ex-wife Ivana said in a court case, she said that Trump read Hitler's speeches every time he went to bed. Terrorists would target the weapons-free safe zones, yes, but we will have anti-ballistic capabilities, the Patriot missile system in place to protect it. RPGs will not get through. Nothing will get through the safety net that we put out to prevent this takedown of our foreign interests. Now, the safe zones would be instrumental in helping countries like Iraq and Afghanistan, and it wouldn't in any way encourage warlords like we're currently doing over in Afghanistan. The sale of opium has increased 4,400% since, amazing, 4,400% since the arrival of our troops. So we are virtually over there protecting Afghanistan warlords and cheap heroin coming into the country, making you people and your kids vulnerable to overdose. Philly cop photograph proudly displaying a Nazi tattoo. Check this out. Wow. You know, it takes all kinds, man. Look at this. The cops around the country have had no real sensitivity training. And I promise you, I will order it, or they will get their municipal funds cut, federal funds cut, if they don't engage in a brand new, and we will give them the methodology, the shoot to maim policy, we'll call it. And it'll also include training for family domestic crises. So we're going to integrate the police into a much more appropriate way of handling disputes. But yeah, there's a Nazi for you. When discussing police in America, the comparison of Nazi Germany is an often present sentiment. While the actions of certain police officers certainly mimic or resemble Nazi-esque behavior, the comparison is easy to dismiss in conversation by those who don't follow police accountability too closely. However, a particular cop in Philadelphia and his ridiculously poor choice in body art helps to remove that doubt. God, how do these people make money writing this crap? Okay, we're going to leave guest chat on. And you see, guys, this has been their intent all along. Just to come in and threaten to keep threatening my life, and we're making copies of everything. But it's amazing that they're doing this to simply, keep guest chat off. They don't want interactive chat. They don't want virtual chat. We are the home of the $400 per month U.S. adult plan. We are not in any way going to deny anybody coverage as long as you're a U.S. adult and you can prove you're a citizen. Isn't that great? Hillary and Donald do not have this plan. They don't want to give you a cent. Now, if you can get Hillary to agree to this or Donald to agree to this and maybe up the ante to $500 a month, then you'll be doing something productive instead of coming in here and threatening my life. And I doubt you're going to be able to get through to those two people because they don't have a show like I have every night for the past 8 years. They're not going to be transparent in the White House. They won't even answer your calls. You'll get the, "You're fired. Thank you for calling. You're fired" response system. The mosquitoes test positive for Zika in South Beach as the local cases arise. I don't want to talk about that. That's just propaganda. Zika is no different than swine flu. They're just trying to create the environment for a pandemic and force vaccination. It's pretty obvious. Sorry, I muted the wrong person there. I'm going to unmute you, guest 380. Yeah, it's a man-made virus. You know that Bill Gates was involved in the production of the GMO mosquitoes. So yeah, we're going to let them continue pushing the bar on that. But thanks for the article from the Miami Herald. It's basically a hoax. They're still pushing the Zika hoax, and Scissor Fight wanted everyone to know that. God. All right, so we're not really dealing with anything important in the news. Let's see what the Dow Jones did. Closing for the week. Yeah, Ebola was such a ridiculous scare. Dow Jones shot higher on the heels of U.S. job growth coming in below expectations. Air horn, get behind something. Stop denigrating a great idea. I know you're trying to, make a statement. The two-party system is slowly destroying America, but honestly, We've been at that talking stage for 8 years. I know, I don't want you to, think that alone is going to keep you down. We have to be positive. We have to remain positive. I can't ban any of them. The reason why I can't ban them is if I ban them, then they win too. Because what happens is if I ban them, 200,000 people in their IP sector can't get in here, or the chance of getting in here is not available. Now, guest 837 over at iBlog says we should send the illegals on UFOs with the chemtrails. I already did unban all, Deadhead. If you're not one of the recent unbans, you're probably one of the recent banned persons. Did you see the honeybees were killed because of the Zika air spraying it, killing on honeybees? 48 beehives? I did not know about that, Sunstar. Thank you. Yeah. They're killing off the healthy beehives. Yeah. Let me tell you something that really shocked me last week. A cancer patient is thrown in jail for being too sick to pay their debts. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. Okay, let's take a look at the slower U.S. job growth sends the Dow Jones Industrial Average higher. I guess people are investing when they realize job growth is subsiding. I don't really understand the psychology behind that. And this story about a cancer patient. Thrown in jail because they couldn't pay their debts.
Thrown in jail? Where?
Oh, I haven't read the story yet. Let me read it. A division of the municipal court in Sherwood, Arkansas, has been accused of using the judicial system to fund city expenses by arresting people for writing bad checks, and in some cases for very small amounts, including among those arrested as a cancer patient, Lee Robertson, 44, who was incarcerated for writing several bad checks in a variety of low amounts ranging from $5 to $41. Robertson was unable to earn a living after he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and forced to undergo chemotherapy treatments. He resorted to writing bad checks to a few stores in his neighborhood to buy commodities, just so he could survive. Can you imagine? His debt initially reached about $200. Oh boy. However, after being arrested 7 times over a period of 6 years, the amount ballooned to more than $3,000 in court fees and restitution, owed to the Sherwood District Court in Arkansas. I guess this is kind of like a Robin Hood in reverse. The Sherwood Forest is screwing everybody who gets sick. Boy, I'm not going to forget Sherwood District Court in Arkansas after that one. Wow. Quantum computing is dangerous. Why don't you come up with something more irrelevant to talk about, Dr. Meow? Yeah. A ton of gold is worth 30 million. A metric ton is more Clinton Bush bounty. Wow. Planet X. What is it with this attraction? Trump people are... The Trump phenomenon is not really that big. He's down 10 to 14% in the polls against Hillary. Lone Patriot, you're such a stick in the mud, man. You know, everything you say is just like hardcore right-wing conservative. Why don't you just become Republican and vote for Trump, man? What do you have against being a right-wing conservative? Oh, I did that tonight. I made a little something. Remember I was talking about how...
Making a little something?
Well, what I did was I made a quick, what is called a rip-o-matic. It took me about an hour. But I realized that I'm way behind on my commercials, and I put together a little commercial to promote what's happening and how we've been taken to the cleaners by Trump. He's taken 10 of our ideas. This is just the beginning of some of them.
Hi, I'm David Sponheim, and this is America's Third Party. We are featuring ideas and have been doing this for 8 years. Do any of these ideas sound familiar to you? A 1,000-mile border fence, mobile medical units in every city in America, seawater pipeline that can generate fresh water, weapons-free safe zones, blimp plane. So join us as we take on the impossible, challenging the two-party system and the mainstream media. We're on every night.
I was just talking to Sarah about
I
our.
don't know how to mute him.
Yeah, I'm telling Sarah how I was able to lower the background sound. Okay. Yeah, well, if you resign from the voter registration list, you must realize that we're all pretty much independents here, Lone Patriot. You're welcome to carry your right-wing banner. I don't mind that. Thanks. We're going to be pushing this idea that we've been coming up with all these ideas for 8 years, and you make the decision as to whether you want to vote for a fake or a real guy who has the real, original ideas behind him. Now, this effort is not wasted. We're already reaching out to so many people around the world that the word is getting out about a third party, and Sarah and I have been amazed at the response we've been getting. We've got people in Osaka, Japan watching. I don't believe the story about that woman dying yet until I see a birth certificate, by the way. Somebody's professing that somebody we know died on the internet. Yeah, now here's an issue that Sarah and I have changed. Our view is different than the Democrats, Republicans. This story from RT talks about how the U.S.-South Korea war games, or preemptive attack simulation drills, enraged Pyongyang. And we have made it very clear for the past 8 years that we would contact Kim Jong-un and tell him that we would not be participating with South Korea in the future in the war games operations, to lower the bar of tension between our countries. That's not to say that we wouldn't keep the same contingency of U.S. military in Seoul and in South Korea. We just wouldn't participate in the war games, as a show of good faith at the very least. Nothing from Donald's camp and nothing from Hillary's camp on that one. Well, we are keeping it up, and we're not in any way going to limit our activity because people think they can threaten us off the internet.
I am that smart girl in high school that tutored everyone.
Battlecam is a dead site ever since they started financing bum fights. It's not a very good venue to be on anymore. We were on Battlecam. We do broadcast on Battlecam right now if you want to go in there. But it's not...
But we don't monitor the chats.
We're not monitoring the chat over there.
It's when someone doesn't feel... Asexuality is when someone...
People can't hear you when you talk like...
Well, that's fine. No.
She doesn't want to talk about that. South Carolina succeeds in a nuke test of aerial chemical weapons of mass destruction. Food supply pollinators. It's almost unbelievable. The natural news stories that we hear every night are so phenomenal because he's doing real good journalism. I'm amazed that Mike Adams is even alive. South Carolina succeeds in nuke tests of aerial chemical weapons of mass destruction. Food supply pollinators instantly obliterated by the millions. Wow. Sheer chemical suicide of modern humanity. Carpet bombing the county with Nailed, a neurotoxin insecticide. Yep. Yeah, they're pushing this insecticide and they're getting away with it because none of you Americans ever tried to build this third party. The two-party system is controlled by the big moneyed corporations like Monsanto and Dow. Hillary takes donations all the time from Monsanto and Dow. They're not going to stop this pesticide thing. And it's killing off the American people. Glyphosate, which is Roundup, known to cause cancer in laboratory animals, has shown to have been dropped 7.5 billion tons of glyphosate, of Roundup, dropped on Earth. And your grandpa's doing it right now. He's spraying it. Well, how else am I going to get rid of the weeds? Honey, my prostate feels kind of weird. I don't know, maybe I should go to the doctor, but I've got to finish spraying Roundup. Yeah, prostate is a fine filtering organ in your body. They can take in all that chemical and kill you. And it's illegal in Europe, yeah, I know. We are so far behind, folks. Europe's been sitting around going, why are you Americans so stupid? And here we've been trying for 8 years to stop this insanity. And you can see how many people around the world have to now talk about what we're doing. It's phenomenal.
It was raining outside earlier today.
Yeah, we had a little rain. So Burning Man is playing live. There's an event going on. The Burning Man event is out in the desert, folks. This is daytime. Check it out. If you're one of the lucky to have gotten there and spent $80 a day or $85 a day for the tickets, you could hang out in the hot sun like these guys. This is live, folks. This is amazing. In the dust and dirt, and they're all walking around breathing this stuff. I'm sure
How easy it is.
they're going to have mesothelioma symptoms from breathing all that dust. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, I guess there's one way to get rid of yourself is to just go to Burning Man and breathe. I know, tell me about it. And to think that that's all they want is cheap sex. It's amazing. You'd think they'd be able to find it in their hometown. I have not heard any specifics on that woman that you're referring to. We don't know if she's alive or dead. We don't know yet, Mad Dog. We're still dealing with rumors. Okay, I'm going to let Sarah talk for a while. Sunstar's taking a good night. Some kid hit my truck and did a lot of damage. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no. So you've got a broken truck? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Sunstar.
I'm glad you're okay, but I'm sorry that he broke your truck.
You could buy organics at the health food store in your neighborhood.
Or a co-op.
Planet X. Co-ops are good. Sorry you had to deal with that nightmare. Wow. Wow, some people are really going over the deep end just to become attractive. Apparently one woman has spent $50,000 to become a real-life sex doll.
Wow.
That's weird political news, all right. Victoria Wilde is her name. Let me put this over you so you don't have to be seeing the picture. What, no pictures?
No.
I'll be stepping out now.
Okay.
Thank you. That was creepy. All right, thank you, Sarah, for coming in. We are home to the free $400 a month per U.S. adult plan. Please tell Donald and Hillary about it. Maybe they could beat each other if one of them offered it. It might give Trump the edge over Hillary if he said, I want to make sure that everyone gets $500 a month per U.S. adult.
Every U.S. citizen.
He's copied 10 or more of my ideas. Why not copy this one, Trump? People need this kind of money. I'll be back. I'll be back. Are you a mind-controlled CIA stooge? Well, I'll have to find out later.
I probably am.
Change your server for better access? Okay. Sarah's here, going to give me a little break.
Coffee.
Oh, free DNS servers you can use. Oh, how nice. We'll have to remember that. That's good. That's a good list. You could use that on the road. All right, we'll be gone. I'll be back.
All right, good. Thank you. I just think I look okay. That's what I wasn't going for a ravishing look today. I was going for a look. Yes, I agree, Airhorn. We could afford 400 to 500. Let's start with 400 a month to every U.S. adult citizen. If we stopped giving money, billions of dollars to other countries, and including countries that aren't our allies. Thank you. Thanks, Airhorn. Yeah. So that was funny. Are you a mind-controlled stooge? Probably no. I don't mean to be, but I definitely am not a conspiracy theorist. So some people would say that makes me a mind-controlled stooge. YouTube. Let's try to... Alright. Quid Commander would take his $400 and reinvest in kids with cancer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Rothschilds can be a problem. Oh, there we go. We're live now. Oops. Oh, there we go. How to mute me. How to mute myself. There we go. Which is good. Sounds good. I'm trying not to talk bad about conspiracy theorists. Do you think conspiracy theorists will have the last laugh? Why? They'll be laughing at us because we're mind controlled. Not us. I mean me. Because obviously you guys will have the last laugh. And I will be here being like, yes, we did go to the moon. How else would we get this lovely picture of the Earth with all those beautiful grid marks on it? I don't think I'm easily controlled, but whatever. Whatever. You can comfortably handle yours. Oh, you buy drugs with the 400? So what, Winter Connolly passed away? Is that what's going on? Okay. Please stop calling me names. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, yes. Sorry. Oh, good. Okay, so September 23rd is when blogtv.ca will launch. Thank you. Oh, I know you do care about David and I because David has the right views and he needs to reach the larger audience. Okay, Sheriff, what do you say? Ignorant people enjoy the little stuff. Name calling will also be recorded. I don't think I called anybody names. Did I call the Rothschilds names? All right. Some people, yes, it's amazing. Yeah. Thanks, Quid. Yeah, it will be fun. Do you smirk when you hear someone question the official stories of Orlando, San Bernardino, Paris, or Nice? Do you feel superior to 2,500 architects and engineers, to firefighters, commercials, and military pilots, physicists, chemists, and former high government officials who've raised doubt about 9/11? If so, you reflect the profile of a mind-controlled CIA stooge. I think that would be name-calling. I don't think about it, Lone Patriot. How about that? Hello, Dr. Meow. Oh, good. Nice day. I'm glad you're here, Deadhead. Alright. And yeah, I think that would be people calling me a mind-controlled stooge. Okay, and I'll just put in high, so if I can come back to the chat on YouTube, and that would be good. Yeah, and I don't know why David doesn't like Dr. Meow. I think it's because sometimes Dr. Meow says things that are counter David's logic, maybe? Ooh, a network for lightning and thunderstorms in real time? Fantastic. That sounds pretty cool. Is it going to continue clicking? Maybe if I go over here, I'll see. Oh, I didn't hear about the unusual debate. They're going to go on one at a time because Hillary refuses to share the stage with Trump. That's not even a debate if you're not going to be on the stage at the same time. It's not a debate. That's like a solo interview of the same questions, and it's more of a comparison of views of the individuals. It's totally not that's not the debate. Oh, okay, good. I know, thanks for being brutally honest. I appreciate it. That's very good. Yeah. Hillary will be debating from a green room with a teleprompter, yeah, to give her information. Kind of bizarre. Kind of strange. Will she be listening to Trump's statements in order to respond to them or anything like that? I mean, I agree, Dork. Maybe that's why she won't go on the debate stage, because she needs to sit down and she can't stand up for too long. Yes, I'm sure it was, Drumstick. They were Masons after all. Masons were originally people that worked with stone. Pretty deep. Oh, if you give 400, the corporations will get it instead of the people? No, we'll give it to the U.S. adult citizens only, not to corporations. Now, eventually, of course, people may give it to the corporations by buying something from a corporation, but that's it. Yeah, it's like I hear you talking, but nothing's coming out. Not a debate. Oh. Alrighty. Yeah, I bet she did lose numerous Blackberries with top secret information on them. You don't like Jacques Fresco? You think he's a loon? What is it that you dislike about him? It this evening. Should I turn on guest chat and make it unquiet? So Trump goes on stage. Matt Lauer's the moderator. Hillary gets to respond to what he says, but he doesn't get a rebuttal. That's ridiculous. That's what that is. Ridiculous. Thanks for informing me. I know I should be informed about all of this stuff all the time, but I'm not. Probably because I choose not to be. You don't like how Fresco looks? FBI papers offer closer look at Hillary Clinton email. Her team lost a laptop full of her emails in the actual mail. In the actual mail, they mailed a laptop full of email? Yes, Sarah's stepping in. I'm glad I didn't see it, Dirk. Dirk said he quit watching Matt Lauer after he did the show in the women's swimsuit, and he still doesn't understand what that show was all about. Slower U.S. payrolls growth is going to rule out an interest rate increase from the Federal Reserve. Tensions are deepening between Donald Trump and his own party. Oh, you're keeping an eye on the Maersk algal? Don't think I remember when Donahue did a show in a skirt. Oh, hey, hi, abnormal. Let's see, they're in Yan to... What just happened? That was weird.
Did I do anything?
No. Oh, Yan to JP Yok. Is that Japan? Something like that. Hey, Master Beatball. Oh, right. Thank you for checking about Second Life. Let's see. Maybe I should do it every night at like 6:30ish. Look into it a little bit while you guys are watching me. That might be good. Let's see if I can pull it up over here. Dude, it's a website, right? Like Second Life. Okay. Look on my other computer. SecondLife.com, welcome. That's where I go first. You have to load the program and pick an avatar. There is a setup time. Alright, good. I think I'm going to choose a different name. My name might be taken. So then if my two names are taken, then I'll have to ask you guys to help me choose a name. What's happening in Second Life? 13th anniversary Second Life. Play for free. I had a Second Life name, but I didn't like it, so I'm going to try to see if I can get another one. Is there anything cool to do in Puyallup, Washington? You'll be working there next week? I don't know if there is the state fair, and so that's a pretty cool thing to do. And there's a lot of RV dealers down there, so you could go and look at RVs. And that's it. Why would you tell me to... Oh. Yeah, anyway. Do I really need a jacket tonight? Probably not. You need a gym, you're sore every time you have to work.
Getting
you're
cold.
bored and need It is getting colder every day.
Yeah. Amazing.
Cool bars. Oh, you're talking about cool bars, Quick Commander? Look at Arby's. Sounds tasty. Bring on the winter. Yeah, Do the Puyallup is the, like, theme of the Washington State Fair. Play for free. Join Second Life. Choose this avatar. Ooh, that's a cute avatar. Ooh, I should ask you guys which avatar I should choose. Ooh, I don't like that one with the bat. I'm limited to certain avatars. Well, I kind of like that one. She's kind of like a punk rock girl. You guys want me to look at the avatars and then you can help me choose my Second Life avatar? That's a pretty good one. I can always change the shape and skin. I should probably go in as a woman then. You know, it's me. Well, I don't think David will be doing Second Life. Can I change the hair color? I like this one, but I hate the bat. She's flying with the bat. I don't like that. Yeah. Don't like that one. And everything there are spaceship avatars. Good. Your daughter's going to be in first grade. Very cool. You don't like Second Life, Quid Commander? Okay, I can change everything, even the bat. I like that. Okay, which one do I like? I kind of like this one. Choose this avatar. Let's go back. You will use your username to log in. Let's see if this is taken. My name is already taken. Unless I took this name already myself. I hit something wrong. Okay, America's Third Party is available. So I can't do third party, but I can do America's Third Party. It scares you. Roblox is the same idea for kids. You don't have to. You don't care about what's going on with avatars. Hello, really nice guy. America's Third Party is available. Next steps. Email. I went on Second Life once. A long time ago on a different thing, and then it wouldn't. I don't think it actually let me go on because my computer wasn't very good. But this should be a very good computer. Should be. I'll just put my birth date. I'm sorry it scares you. Don't worry. It's not going to be. Oh, I'm in for a shock. It's pretty crazy, Lone Patriot. Good night, Eddie. Sleep well. 4 minutes till the library closes. Wow. Oh, I like the little butterflies, Deeker. Thank you. don't want email. I'll just say I've read the terms. Okay. Oh, I thought we did. Oh, I could have connected with Facebook. Should you be paid enough for it? I don't know. Oh, they're moths, not flowers. Wearing a coat indoors is very eco-friendly. Okay. Alright, if you say so, Mad Dog. Oh, don't worry. I had to accept their terms of service. Online service. Infringement notification, privacy and personal information releases, disputes. That's a lot. I'm not going to read all of that terms of service. That's a lot of TOSs. Okay. I have read. Okay, I think I have to open them. I have to open up the privacy policy or something. I don't know why it's... Okay. Typical, I'll say typical stuff. For some reason, okay, let's see. For some reason my mouse is not letting me click. Oh, there we go. Oops. I'm just getting used to my touchpad. Okay, I'll behave and not scam anyone. Do you have a YouTube link for us? Is Keith Urban a gay man? I don't think so. Hello, Marla. Hello, UK. It's a sign. Sarah was signing in to Second Life. Trying to. You might be right. Sanitarium Blues? Why are you singing this Sanitarium Blues? Sanitarium Blues, that's weird. Alright. Hello, Reggie. Can Amber have an avatar? Yes. I think so. Oh, goodness. You invented the name Really Nice Guy on Second Life to trick the autistic Coke drinking grandmas. Alright. Well, I would never do that, 924, so you don't have to worry. Because I would never get close enough to you to ever do that. I'm thinking about it, Real Trump. No, I don't need them to do that. I'm going to select a free account. I get my own avatar and the Second Life world. I don't need a home or exclusive extras right now. Your account is activated. Your avatar is waiting for you. Download and install Second Life. I will download and install Second Life on that computer after our show. Exciting news to share. Albertson Grocery Store 4-day coupon, $15.45 for a 30-pack of MGD Coors or Budweiser beers. I would run out there tonight except for one little thing. I don't drink.
Yeah.
$15.45 for a 30-pack.
People are drinking all over the place. They're trying to kill the pain, I guess. That's why people drink.
Ooh,
The pain of reality.
that's not good. Lone Patriot said he got kicked off Second Life because he blew up an unauthorized nuclear warhead and trashed the neighborhood and crashed his server. All right.
Lone Patriot did that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that on Second Life.
Why would David be upset? He's very nice. Oh, why is my chair smaller than David's? Because I prefer it that way.
Well, we had 2 chairs for the show. I don't think Jock Frisco was admitted to a mental institution at all. I made some fish for you and some vegetables. And of course, there's the chicken tenders from last night. You can microwave that if you want. You're going for low carb, but there is some goulash in the big bowl too. Well, I've been doing what I had to do to protect my back, because my back is obviously I need support with a big chair. Nice to have that kind of support when you do a show. I like Jock Frisco. I had an interview with him Sarah and I interviewed him in 2010. And we've got a link if you want to download our interview. Here it is. It's my interview on Blog Talk Radio with him.
Very cool.
Yeah, he seems wacko to a lot of people, but his ideas are just coming out of a futurist mouth. It's an idealistic guy. You take it for granted that he doesn't realize it politically is almost impossible. We met him online. We reached out to him because we were impressed with their work. Their futuristic designs were impressive. And we started Cool Rock 3 years before we started America's Third Party in 2005. And the goal was to create brand new ideas to save the planet. And we're still in the process of developing Cool Rock, but right now it's a cool website to go play music and listen to our chat. If you go to coolrock.com, you can play your own music in the background, fool around, and then watch chat and listen to the show. No, it hasn't flopped. It's just a long-term project. I didn't expect it to get right off the ground. But when we looked for venture capitalist support for our ideas, like our mobile medical units, we got none. We reached out to various groups that offered grants and awards, and we failed at getting a backing for our maglev system that ran on renewable energy systems. We contacted Seattle when they did the monorail, and they refused to accept our idea or even talk about it. So we realized that we needed a political component to our solutions for the country and for green technology and growing jobs. And we came up with America's Third Party because it was the best name that typified what we do. And we're challenging the two-party system straight up. We're going after them right there. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're not preventing anyone from running as a Democrat or Republican, but we just believe that they're so corrupt that we have to have a third party. There's no other way. And that's kind of motivated us to keep doing the show every night, because we've got all this support from you, and we've got all these people that are actually behind this movement, so much so that we actually have a song that Scissor Fight created called Can't Stop. So let's play that, get that going, and start revving up to the next level. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
So what's people?
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
Sponheim for president.
Yeah, we could do that. So at the venue.
We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, 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 and we won't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
So that was Can't Stop. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. We are going to take a look right now at the Beavis and Butthead version of Hillary and or Donald and Hillary. Yeah. I bet the communists thought Jacques Prestreux was wacko. Yeah. He's not a political man. He doesn't seem to be. Okay, so we got some guests that want to come in and chat too. I think this is hilarious. It's spot on. I mean, you really are dealing with two kind of very limited-minded people. I mean, neither Donald nor Hillary want to talk about chemtrails. They won't make any strong statements against GMOs. Neither one will stop war. They both want to go into this theory of attacking ISIS all the time. And I even gave out information that Donald copied, and he didn't even know what I was saying. I said that Hillary and Barack created ISIS, and Donald went out and said that. So we're kind of trying to figure out why he'd be so afraid of ISIS if Hillary and Donald created it. Or Hillary and Barack created it. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we are not anti-ISIS in terms of believing the propaganda, but we are anti-ISIS in terms of dealing with real, credible mercenaries who are getting paid to kill people. We don't want that. That's how normal people dance at that age. Yeah, I think I was trying to be kind and giving her the benefit of the doubt that it's just a maneuver she did. I think it makes a great dance head, like a bobblehead thing. The Hillary bobblehead dolls could power the White House. We don't know if she did or not, Bad Dog. Do you have the death certificate? David, what do you think about this unusual Hillary-Trump debate? Yeah, it's just a complete... It's a joke, the whole Hillary-Trump debate. It's completely fixed. Everything is rigged. I can't even process the garbage coming out of the two parties, let alone... Oh, really? Are you serious? Okay. I'm so sorry. I am extremely upset about Wintar dying, folks. I am torn up because, as you know, she was a big supporter of us, and she had numerous times where she called in 2012, 2013, 2014. I think it was 2014. I'm not even... Was it the loss of her boyfriend or husband? I mean, what drove her to it? Let's find out more. I'm absolutely floored by the whole experience. Wow. I just want to park out in the middle of my van down by the beach. This is what freedom was in the old days. Yeah, this is freedom in my mind right now. Pull out next to the beach in Venice or out in Trinidad, there near the California coastline. Just open the doors and let the radiation breathe right in. You know. In the old days, there wasn't a lot of radiation on the West Coast, but now there is. Yeah, it's a good place to hang out. If you haven't been to the West Coast of California, it's fun to visit. It really is. I grew up there. Yeah, I was kind of like a blonde beach guy, you know. That was my thing. Okay, so one of the things we want to remind everybody about. You want a shoulder dance? Okay. We're going to make sure everybody knows you're going to keep your disability and your SSI with the $400 plan. You will not in any way jeopardize your current amount of money that you get. They say she killed herself. I'm just in a state of shock. I can barely handle the news. I mean, I'm having a hard time. Thank you for saying that. She was kind of like a Marilyn Monroe figure in our lives here. And we'll have to pull up those videos that we don't know if she killed herself at this point, but it looks more and more realistic. If Mad Dog said her brother and sister posted it on the internet, then they posted it on the internet. That's serious. Yeah, I'm just really quite shocked. She used to call in, Wintard used to call in our show, and I expected another call from her any day now, you know. I was like, come on, Wintard, give me a call. She acted like this was, you know, the whole show was a sex act. And I thought that was kind of juvenile of her. But I'm not going to speak bad of the dead, you know. But I'm really not saying anything bad about her. It's just that she was such an original character. She's almost like Boink, you know. We haven't heard from Boink in a long time. He hasn't called in about 3 or 4. He hasn't been in our show in about, I'd say, over a month. Okay. Keywords on the top. Okay, let's see. Hang on. Winter Connolly was her name. Wow. People. Wow. Whew. Okay, so this is the story. Her name was Winter Connolly of Corona, California. She was a visitor in our show, and it's just super, super sad that, you know, this has happened. I'm really, really, really sorry about her loss, her family. Wow. Whew. She bought a t-shirt and modeled it for us. And she's going to be missed. Okay, I got to change this whole venue. It's just too depressing. I mean, wow. Russian gymnast lifts 14 kilograms of weights with her vagina? What? No, I don't. I don't think I want to watch that. There's got to be something other than that to watch. Warning: some people may find this footage disturbing. A Russian gymnast lifting. I can't even go there. I'm going to pass on that one. That got me in a better mood, though. I don't know. We're not sure. David, when I was in the military, you wouldn't believe the things I've been, but I was told to keep my mouth shut. Captain Howdy says he got information. He can't talk about it. He signed a confidentiality agreement with his superiors. He could go to Leavenworth if he talks. See, we got a lot of people in here who've got a lot of heavy stuff on their minds. Shh, 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 shh. I think my brain associates with shades with Mr. Anderson. I just started laughing. Okay. Well, those are the different shades. It is amazing. Vagina's brought us here. Mr. Anderson, devoid of emotion, Mr. Anderson. I wouldn't have any sadness if I tried. This will take me to a different character, so I won't feel so sad. Wintard sent us a picture of her modeling the picture, and I'll have to pull that up out of the archives and show it to you. Maybe I'll paste your face onto it as a memory. That's so amazing. So some of you are getting depressed. Obviously, Wintard was extremely upset. I don't know if she was a druggy lone patriot. I know she had a quick romance. It seemed a little bit flash pan in the pan of the, jumping into the fire right away with a guy. I remember, I think his name was Leo, or yeah, something like that. Anyway, maybe that broke up. Maybe he cheated on her. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of things that could really push a young woman to the edge. I logged into it because it's a Winter Connolly. I guess I'm logged on Facebook to do that. That's how I did it. Ooga Booga says, I had a friend who's dead now, but he said the first time they found Saddam Hussein, they were told to stand down and let the limos driving out of his compound leave. All right, yeah, exactly. Crazy stuff. Yeah, when Saddam was first found, he was let to go. I know. Some people even wonder if we even have the original Saddam. Was he the real guy that they found in a hole 6 feet down? I seriously don't think they found Osama bin Laden. And according to Edward Snowden, Osama bin Laden is still alive, living in the Bahamas. State of bliss. Alice in Wonderspace faked her death 2 weeks ago. Made a lot of people upset. Well, I wouldn't put it past Wintard if she were to do that. She was beautiful, and you suffer from depression and constant nightmares due to your military service. Lots of innocent people were killed, including children. Thank you, Captain Howdy, for your concern. I am extremely upset about the fact that a young person takes their life when they have so much to live for. You're gonna miss out on the joy of seeing your face get old, and wrinkled. I mean, how many people would not want to just feel that experience? That alone is worth. I mean, just imagine what you're going to look like when you're 80, like a prune. I'm just giving you some, perspective. What I do is I freshen up by spraying my face with fruit enzyme. It keeps me fresh during the show. Wow. It's like the new Dave. I'm here. IBW van's equipped with an ice box. It's got the camper top division, so I can lift up the camper top and get a tent going. Sleeps 2 comfortably, and a dog. I raised 8 dogs in a van like this when I was 21. It's crazy. People said, could you please do something with the dogs? Yeah, I'm doing something with the dogs. I'm finding homes for them all. I raised Labradors. It wasn't my choice. I was in a kind of a relationship from hell, and it was forced upon me. Yeah, he wanted to leave the petrodollar, so they got rid of him, but did they make a deal with Saddam? That's the question. I think they made a deal with Osama bin Laden. I think he was a Tim Osman. I believe that was his name for the CIA. I will be their president. Oh, okay. Thank you. Are you the Oracle? Are you the Oracle? Are you the Oracle? Are you the Oracle? Tim Osman, right? That's what I said, but it sounded like I had a lisp. Tim Offman. It would sound that way if I did have a lisp. Dave, do you know about the Free State Project Snowden was invited to New Hampshire? It's a movement to relocate 20,000 like-minded Americans to New Hampshire. I am not familiar with the Free State Project. Deeker, I'm sure many people are inviting people to Free State projects where you can have communal activity. Many people are starting to form hamlets around the country, realizing that the country is not protecting the average citizen. I am not isolated. I am here. I am in chat right now. I am in virtual chat with you. How can you say I am isolated? The ranchers are still arrested. Lavoy Finicum is dead, but the ranchers are all arrested. They're still serving time. I'm telling you, the feds are coming down hard on all these people fighting for their rights. Freedom Friday is a combination of recognizing that we are being watched as a nation by the NSA. We found that out through Edward Snowden's release of information, but we found it out earlier from people like Thomas Drake. But I can tell you there's a lot of people that are extremely upset that their emails are being tapped into and there's no safety on the internet anymore. Especially writers and journalists who want to protect their stories and their sources. They don't have any protection. And when we saw people like Aaron Swartz die, we knew that wasn't a suicide. Aaron Swartz was the maker of Reddit and the RSS feed system. He also created a thing called a Strongbox, which would have given everybody in America a place to stick their stuff, kind of like Al Gore, a lockbox. But no, Aaron Swartz was killed at a very young age. They call it suicide. Or the word is suiciding when they are taken out. Either through Garrett, they garrot somebody behind and then string them up. This has been happening in our country. The other day, the debate to get a good laugh. He was ready to blow the president. What? That's not a good thing to look at, you know. Are you saying he got intimate with President Pietro? I don't think he's that way. I don't. What do I know? I mean, who knows? Maybe it sounded like a hookup. 2 hours later, Trump was down there in Mexico with President Nieto. I'm not saying Nieto is gay. By all means, I mean, he is muy macho. But Mr. Trump, you know. Let's talk about other things. I've got the best trolls in America right here. We are fully staffed with some of the best haters on earth. They come in here because they just want to get a felony charge someday. I did not, Mike. The Nigel Farage's appearance was more of a staged act for Trump, and I was not happy with it. Well, Lone Patriot, Department of Homeland Security is guaranteeing this is going to be free and open election. They done such a good job of securing our nation against terrorists. You know? So now, well, you have artwork at our old site. Let me see. I will pull it up for you. Nigel Farage is not a good supporter of a third party, although he seems to be. He's endorsing a right-wing fascist dictator-type person in the form of Donald Trump. I don't consider that a good move. Nigel Farage lost multiple rankings in my eyes when he came over here and sucked up to Trump. You heard me. Yeah, man. And I don't know if they're having a Brokeback Mountain experience. I'm not familiar with these people. Well, let's be clear. We've got an old site at America's Third Party. Let's take a look at it. You can get to it. It's the one dating back to 2008. There you go. It's got link of artwork and all kinds of stuff. Bumper stickers. We got a thing going on where you can go get stuff in your store and stuff. What do you have? The Baltimore water sewer rates to increase by 33%? Really? Nothing like paying for your crap, you know? Excuse me? We're talking about a nice trailer type environment. This VW van is top notch. No. Help, join, help. Listen, watch, join. It's apparently the artwork section is no longer... Oh, yeah, you can go to the main page. Yeah, in fact, the main page is the artwork. Yeah, that's the thing you want to cut and copy. It's join the voter revolt, everybody. and you can just simply right-click on that poster, and you can make anything. You can put these on Craigslist. Craigslist, that's what Scissor Fight was doing. He's just taking the image and putting it on Craigslist. You can make a poster out of this for 99 cents. Baltimore water sewer rates to increase by 33%. Yikes. Within about 3 years, residents will be paying about a third more than they are right now for water and new fees, yeah. You know, infrastructure gets old. We faced a huge increase in our area. They put a $130 million septic system in the city that we're living in. I am not gay. I've never had a gay experience. Well, the bumper stickers are available at our website, at the store. If you go to the store button, that's right here. We've got everything there if you just click on the buttons. You got the home page, the platform too. You got the old site, which goes back to 2008. You got the store and the donate button and the volunteer page. And by the way, please volunteer. We need more electors in every state. We really do. And if you put your name and address there, it will be completely safe. We will not sell it. We don't sell lists. We're not into profit. Oh, you can do put my shows on iVlog or whatever, yeah. You can put the time of my shows, yeah. You can actually take a copy of our feed and go directly into the show itself and copy it. So you copy whatever's on the page. So right now when you go to the bottom of the page, you can find the YouTube site. And you just hit the play button on your screen and then take a screen grab program like Manycam or XSplit, and you can run our channel. We've got 4,000 hours of broadcasting, and you can run our channel 24/7 for free on the internet. I don't care what you do with it. As long as you're running the show as it is, intact, you can criticize it, you can hate it, you can make fun of it. Yeah. It's all about getting the word out, getting past the censorship that's been put in place against us. You know, I don't think American girls should be, hated on by American men. I mean, seriously, geisha girls are geisha girls. They're beautiful in their own way. I've been attracted to women all my life. The thing about the female form, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen anything more beautiful. Of course, you do get the occasional, lumpy female form, which is not as beautiful, but there's always that, even with big women, there's a guy that really likes that. There's a guy out there. I know. I don't know, Leon Patriot. I'm sorry that this loss of Wintard has been so devastating for everybody. I've been attracted to women all my life, yeah. I can't even imagine being attracted to a man. It is it's disgusting. It's abhorrent. The mere thought of it is abhorrent to me. And I guess that's just the way I was raised, but, I really am not here to retract my upbringing or all the things that I learned in life leads you to who you are. And believe me, having had the right women in my life has changed my life 100%. Like I said, I was literally in a van down by the beach when I was about 18, 19 years old. My whole life had changed because of a woman. And she was from outer space in my mind. I mean, what can I say? I've never seen somebody, she's like a wrecking crew in one body, a human wrecking crew, a destroyer of men, a ball breaker. But it was that one experience for 6 months that taught me, the kind of lessons I needed to know and the kind of things about women that you need to look for. A woman who says to you that she needs her freedom upon your first meeting is not for you. I mean, if she says those words, I need my freedom, avoid, like the plague. We have talked about a 3-strike law against cyber criminals. Yeah, I just don't know what the penalty would be. I'm not clinging. No. That was what's so weird, is if you want an open relationship, just forget about the relationship. There's no point in having one. Now, maybe Wintard was approached by her husband. I'm just saying. Maybe he said, you know, I want to have an open relationship. I want to, you know, have another girlfriend in my life. You know, this kind of thing. And that would be devastating to any woman. That could push a woman over the edge. And people don't realize how destructive jealousy can be in a relationship. Once you lose trust in your relationship, it's over. We don't do you know, that kind of thing anymore. I mean, I had 3 years there in the van where I didn't care what I was doing, you know. But as long as, you know, the woman was willing to, you know, go along with my goal of having protection, you know, I was not going to have unprotected sex. I was committed to that. And then I went into a period of almost ascetic abstinence, where you become completely abstinent of looking for other women. And you basically go right into an incredibly isolated time in your life. And this happened during my 20s. And, you know, that's the time that I really, you know, look back on. I remember all these opportunities I had to meet and be with women I had known in college. And I blew it off. I was waiting for that right person in my life. Okay, we're going to do guest off. And let's start kind of again, clear the chat. Because there's no reason to, you know, have this garbage in there. All right, thank you. Dave, tell Scruffy I said beep beep her. Okay, Reggie. Wintard was gay. Okay. Do I care? Yeah, we don't mind talking about dating and being without somebody for a long time, because believe me, if you're waiting for the right person, better do that than be dead of AIDS. Or God knows what else. You could get that dreaded Bill Clinton disease, where your nose starts to look weird. Okay. Fester, you're in. Hey, man. Bill Clinton. He's definitely a strange character. Yeah, who would want to look like this? I mean, something happened the day he didn't go to the makeup artist that day. But you can imagine how tough his day must have been. Nick, we're going to have to put you out. This is your first and last warning. You'll be banned next time you post. But whatever you got to do to look like that, you know. But some people have little head jerking problems when they get to be close to 70. You know, it's not unusual. It's not unusual to have seizures when you're near 70. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not unusual to be jerking your head all around. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not unusual to be jerking like you're on acid. All right. Let's show some respect, okay? After all, they're the worst couple on earth relative to the political landscape we're dealing with right now. They've got the worst things in their background of any two people on the face of the earth. But then you got Donald and all of his crony friends and his shenanigans with business that have just turned into a complete nightmare. I mean, I'm sure there's some things going on there in New Jersey, you know. People in some of the big families understand the importance of Donald. And they were a little disappointed that Chris Christie didn't get the nomination. He went for some guy named Pence. It pissed off a lot of people, you know. They were kind of counting on Chris Christie. Here's a man who knows how to handle a donut, you know. He does good donut. I'm surprised he didn't pick Marco Rubio, except for all those sodomite days when he was active with the sodomite groups. But he went for some guy named Pence. I mean, what the heck? Does anybody even have a picture of Pence? And I mean, is he like not even in there? Why would he go for somebody that nobody knew? I mean, the smart move would have been to go for somebody who everyone liked. He could have given Ted Cruz that opportunity. Cruz would have loved it. And then Cruz went out against him, and I'm appealing to all the Cruz supporters tonight and asking you to realize that we are fiscal conservatives here, and I support a first trimester abortion law, which no other candidate is talking about. Ted Cruz. Yeah. So if you like Ted, you would understand the importance of doing something to help mitigate the cost that the children are paying who are dying as fetuses. But if you're one of those bleeding heart liberals that absolutely just can't help but, cry about the world and want to tax and spend and dig into everybody's pocketbook to cover your programs, not realizing that your programs have led to the most expensive government we've ever had in history, and they have turned our country into almost it's at the point where we're barely covering the interest on our debt. That's how bad it was. So, cry all you want, we can't pay for your tears. And the Democrats haven't done a damn thing about homelessness. They haven't cleaned up the environment. Heck, the ocean, I won't even go park my van by the ocean now because of the radiation coming out of Fukushima. I heard another statistic, this is an interesting story. Starfish along the Pacific coast are dying, massive amounts of starfish are dying. In the past 3 years, 90% of the starfish are dead. That's a problem. Does not make sense. Scientists don't know what it is. They're looking at viruses. I say Fukushima. Here, we just had another one posted. Scissor Fight posted one of these ideas. Check this out. Thank you very much, Scissor Fight, in Boston. Awesome. He just did it. It was that simple. He copied the picture to the hard drive and then cut and copied and pasted our platform. And our entire platform is really easy to paste in there. It talks about everything we offer. Comprehensive platform. That is so great. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. You're a big supporter. I really cannot even tell you how much it means to me that you're doing that you're stepping out and doing that. We have some people over here that are incredibly unhappy with the fact that I've been running against all odds. And because of my abilities to actually penetrate the media and bypass the censorship, I'm becoming more of a political asset for the American people. I'm becoming their representative. And it's always been that way ever since I started. I can't tell you how difficult this has been for me. Yeah, we've been against all odds. Up to 12 cities? Oh, you're awesome. Wow. Scissor Fight's posting all over the place. I've been up against all odds in doing this 8-year run, and it's going to go 12 years, of course, to 2020. But I'm going to be doing this constantly because we need it. We absolutely need it. We cannot get around having corrupt people lead our nation anymore. We need people who are good and solid and stand by their word and you can trust. And we're not getting that with Trump or Hillary at all. 75% of the country doesn't trust either Donald or Hillary. And the numbers are even shocking in the Democratic Party. People don't like Hillary, but they're still like wondering, well, what are they going to do with their vote? Well, writing my name in is not an absolutely ridiculous thing to do. If you're voting for the two-party system, you're already wasting your vote because the two parties, both the Donald and Hillary, will both push together a new world order. Will both do the bidding of the powerful elitists. Will both continue to allow chemicals sprayed in our air or dumped on our houses with these pesticide sprays over the Zika scare. Both parties will just step to whatever Obama and Bush have been doing will be the same plan when they get elected. There will be no changes in American politics at all. And the elitists will win because that's been their plan all along, to control both sides of the political spectrum and do it with money. And keep people like me out of the scenario by censoring me and doing that with money. So they've got this whole thing worked out. Whether they're going to succeed or not, I can't tell you for sure, because I really believe this election is wide open. Hillary is failing. She's got some sort of a head problem. I believe seizures would be the minimum. Memory loss would be the biggest problem. Seizures are actually controllable with levodopa. If she's got Parkinson's, she can pretty much be controlled for about 4 years. Yeah, it poses as two parties. That's right, a one party posing as two parties. You're right. Taxing imports, by the way, is our idea. I came up with the ecological tariff of 15% on China and India and other countries, and Trump upped it to 30% 5 years later. So, I mean, again, all of my ideas taken by this man, and now he claims he's going to, he's even talked about upping the tariff from 30 to 45 privately with the New York Times. That's what people in the street are saying, that Trump is willing to go 45% tariff, which is a business killer. It destroys businesses. Everyone knows that tariffs is risky business when it comes to trade. But I'm willing to go 15%. That's as much as I will even think of going. And it has to be for a reason, an environmental reason. Or human rights conditions could be part of the scenario. Yeah, well, the real truth of the matter is we can sit here and watch these people bobble around and force us to do things, and we'll all just look back on this whole time period as a time that we had a chance. But when you tell people about a third party, you're actually doing something more than just patting yourself on the back. You're actually spreading word. And you can honestly say, when the worst comes to worst, that at least you tried. Now, the Democrats are not going to in any way stop homelessness. They have no plans like we do. We have expanded tent city plans where we offer full mobile service units, MSUs, to provide mobile services like washers and dryers and showers with recycled water systems in it. Democrats have no ideas over the past 8 years what to do with homelessness. The environment, we're going to be moving toward looping carbon, and we're going to be aggressive in our innovative effort. Right now, the government spends a lot of money on investigating ideas. I'm going to jump right into fixing problems, putting up smokestack kinetic generators that take the heat off the smokestacks of industry and loop it into the system, producing energy, and we make money. The government and the taxpayers make money back from these systems because there's a lot of energy wasted on every single refiner we have in the U.S. There's a lot of third-party candidates, UK, but the reality is Gary Johnson is this person who supports forced vaccinations. He doesn't even represent a third party. He's not in favor of prosecuting Obama. He doesn't talk about 9/11 being an inside job. I mean, I'm carrying the torch for all the people questioning the problems in the country, and I'm carrying the sword of a great platform. So I've got the torch in one hand and the sword in another. And we are virtually going to try to slice through the BS of American politics with this great platform. We're already seeing Trump steal 10 ideas, so that's how great the platform is. So there you have it. You bought the book, thank you. And Donald Trump stole every last idea you came up with, Shooting Star. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that. There's another one in Portland. See, Scissor Fight's doing great. Thank you, man. You are awesome. This is the kind of hands-on work that we're kind of realizing now with 2 months to go. We've got to, seriously ramp this up. Anyone can do this, folks. You can take the picture on the main website, America's Third Party, and just post it as a please vote for David Sponheim as the header. And the more you have it on the internet, under politics, in every city and town in America, the more likely the platform is copyable right off our site, more likely people will hear about us. Poll tracker, yeah. So we really just want a safety net for the American people, and we don't think this is socialism at all. It's essentially a fulfillment of our great idea that we came up with when we put the concept of hybrid capitalism out there. And we weren't really sure exactly what this would entail financially when we started this. In 2012, we didn't have a number. But about 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, we came up with a number, and that was $400 per U.S. adult. And it was the best way to manage getting rid of welfare. Welfare's got to go. Good evening, Beekman. Okay. We robots do in 3 minutes. That would take humans. Oh, you're a robot, Hey? Oh, okay. Hey, I didn't know that Hey was a robot. Pretty cool. Thank you. More cowbell? Some of you are having cowbell come down anxiety. Thank you. They dropped a little nothing out there on the news. FBI takes a closer look at Hillary Clinton email inquiry. The FBI is playing a game. It's called wait and see and just stonewall everybody. They act like they're doing something and they haven't done anything. And I'm calling this group out. They are incompetent. Flat out. They don't do their job. I've never been to the Dayton Air Force Museum. Thank you for asking. Yeah, $4,800 a year is not bad. You could actually save that money, but we'd rather you spent it because we want it to help the economy. But the cost of this will cost no more than about $400 billion because we are erasing welfare as we know it. Eliminating all the food support for kids, the $200 per month, is a big step, but it's got to be done. Because what's happening is the parents are buying crack cocaine with the money for their kids. Or they're buying meth, or they're doing something that we know that they shouldn't be doing with that food money for their kids. So this erases welfare, gets rid of it, move on. It takes the stigma of getting money away, because anybody, even Beekman, would qualify for $400 a month if he wanted it. And a person like Beekman is probably going to save $4,800 a year and put it in his piggy bank, so he could buy himself something special. No, SSI is staying. It says keep your SSI and disability. It doesn't replace the $400. It's instead of. You don't get $400 if you get Social Security or disability. This is basically a safety net. I call it the Baseline Plus plan. Yes, votesmart.org has me. Oh, I failed a test because I wouldn't take a test. Yeah. Fester, votesmart.org asked me to commit to things that would be forcing me to commit to the rest of my life. We live in a fluid environment politically. I am not going to in any way commit to one thing for the rest of my life. I'm changing and I'm evolving right now. If you told me that polygamy should be okay in America, I would say no, it's not. But I wouldn't put it in writing, because down the road, when I say that marriage shouldn't be involved with the government gets out of the marriage scenario, then obviously people do whatever they want in that environment. So, I mean, if I were to say no polygamists should be allowed in America, we know that they exist. So, I mean, I would be flip-flopping on that. I wouldn't commit to that. And I don't like groups that think they have power over others, like the NRA. The rough numbers, don't call me dude. Yeah. That's okay, dude. But the deal is, the rough numbers are, we're screwed on the board. Yeah, we don't have a lot of ground to show you in real numbers, but I can tell you the word of mouth numbers that are not quantifiable around the world, they're huge. So much so that if I open guest chat right now, and I'll prove it to you, we will get immediate death threats. Watch. Shouldn't take long. I'm just going to record this. He's in El Paso now. Good. Sheriff Woody, you're not threatening me. I want to know how she died. Yes, please tell me. What happened with Wintard? 200 million people are watching in Japan, everybody. Oh my goodness. She killed herself. Yeah, we knew that. Exactly how did she kill herself? Was it drugs? Because there could be foul play, you don't know. Yeah. $400 million can help people feed their first baby in early childhood. Yeah. 400 million. Pills? Was it pills? Okay. You know, it's not unusual for people who are about ready to head into adulthood to just give it up. Oh, only 130 million? I think it's 200 million. There's an area in Japan, I think it's near Mount Fuji. I'm not sure though. But it's a place where people who are feeling very lonely and without anybody, they go there to die. They kill themselves. And in Japan, it's very shameful. Suicide is very shameful, but I guess some people commit hara-kiri and do it in a more shameless way. I don't know how to describe that. It's the suicide forest in Japan, yeah. I don't know the numbers, but it's pretty serious what they're doing, and it's not shameful. Seppuku. Okay, that's what it's called. Thank you. Are you teaching me Japanese? So she had a girlfriend that was obsessed with Wintard, and then maybe the girlfriend broke up with her. Group hug, everybody. It's amore. No. You know, I know Dean Martin's son, Ricky. I met him once. He still does the songs Amore that his dad did. I think I had a couple videos online of him. Okay, so let's say we are trying to stay up, and one of the reasons why we have to stay up is because we want to have a better world, and we are emissaries of a better world. Look at it that way. You are simply representatives of an improved world, and you're the better of the group that's around you. So we're trying to build this consensus of like-minded people who want to create a third party that don't think like the Republicans and want to give big business all these freebies. And they wouldn't think like the Democrats and want to have a collective mentality and force our will upon other people. We're a group of people that want to remain independent and want our country to stop treading on its own people. And we simply want our country to get a better attitude toward the environment and not let Monsanto and Dow kill off the population. Really, Japan had a population in 1950 of 83 million, and it's estimated at 226 million now. Wow. Go to my link library. It's the most enlightening link library you'll ever see. Delicious.com/AmericasThirdParty. Hara-kiri, Beekman, you have a picture of somebody committing hara-kiri? Oh, that's the guy hara-kiri. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, Clinton has been carrying a legacy of corruption around, and she needs to pay the price. She's never answered to anybody's questions. In fact, I don't think anyone has ever asked Hillary if she's ever smoked marijuana. There's not one single video or testimony of her ever asking her if she's ever smoked marijuana. Any of you find anything? Please tell me. Because I cannot get one single person asking Hillary a question like that. Isn't that amazing? The Democrats don't ask any questions of each other. Yeah, that's a cumulative view, UK. That's just a fake statistic. Our numbers are in millions and millions. Vaughn started shutting down our hit counter a long time ago. They limit the number of people in our show to about 100 people. You know, I live great, and I don't think the old cans I've been eating out of were that damaging to my body in the long run. There were just a small group of them from the Y2K collection. It wasn't that many. Now, Donald Trump is going to a black Detroit church on Saturday. We already know what happened to his Mexican czar who's supporting the immigration, deportation of Mexicans. He thinks that the Mexicans are going to rise up, and he sends a mixed message. It's like he wants immigration control with Donald, but he knows that the Mexicans are going to take over all of California, Oregon, and Washington. I mean, the guy is all over the place. We don't have to allow illegal aliens in our country. We can say no. We have the ability to create a border fence. It's totally possible. Yeah, he's going to an African American church. It should be almost as disturbing as Hillary and her devil worship. Yeah, Donald is he's out there campaigning. Hillary, here she is at a certain event, propped up by 4 people or 3 people. Hold on, Hillary, you'll make it. Yeah, we're so sad to see Wintard go. You know what was really huge about Wintard in my life? Her big presence on the air. She had an incredibly good voice, and she was one of these online personalities that had such an incredibly great voice and didn't know it. She really did. I mean, she just had a rock solid female voice. She could have exploited that. The fence idea is not radical at all. It's actually it's designed to protect our country. Let me just tell you the simplicity of this. The population increase down in South America and Mexico is 31% annually. Our increase is 5% based on illegal immigration. If we didn't have illegal immigration, we'd have a 0 population growth rate. Now, you Democrats should like that. Keeping our population at a 0 growth rate is really good because it's setting us an example around the world for a lot of you people who are concerned about population increase. I'm not that concerned about population increase worldwide, but I am concerned about increasing here in America due to illegal immigration. I would rather people had families here in America. I know we can handle that. I don't think we can handle an open border policy, and I think a lot of Democrats are of the belief that you can do that. But digging under the fence will be impossible because the border fence will have the ability to prevent tunneling operations from happening. The tunneling operations that would happen would be underneath this road. The road will be right next to the fence. In fact, on the other side of the fence, or on this side of the fence, there'll be another fence. The one side will be lethal electric, and the other side will be a regular fence. So here's the lethal electric side. And you can see, we're going to run the fencing back and forth, and people will be zapped multiple times when they cross over the fence. But nobody will actually cross over because there'll be another barrier between that fence. But if you can imagine them riding around on this road, it will provide an area where an unmanned vehicle can drive up and down this road running on solar energy with battery packs, and sonar, radar, and x-ray equipment that could prevent anyone from actually digging a tunnel 200 feet down. Yes, I heard about the story about how YouTube is censoring political YouTube videos. Yeah, if you have a link to that, Beekman, go ahead and send it. Yeah, well, this will prevent it, man. No problem. I was trying to put the fence behind me. It seemed like it was taking forever. Shouldn't be that difficult. There we go. Sonar in the desert, radar in the desert, x-rays in the desert, all facing down 200 feet. So an area like Nogales, New Mexico, would have about 165 tunnels underneath it. That wouldn't happen again. Yeah, illegal immigrants could kill and rape people. And then they come back, yeah, with no accountability, Scantron. That's why I put the 1,000-mile fence out. We're in Orange County, everybody. Cool. So I'm working on some new commercials. I just got a sketch of one I'm working on right now. This is just a quickie I made today for it took me about an hour.
Hi, I'm David Sponheim, and this is America's Third Party. We are featuring ideas and have been doing this for 8 years Do any of these ideas sound familiar to you? A 1,000-mile border fence, mobile medical units in every city in America, seawater pipeline that can generate fresh water, weapons-free safe zones, a blimp plane. So join us as we take on the impossible, challenging the two-party system and the mainstream media. We're on every night.
Thank you. I was talking to the monitor. Do you mind? I like to have a conversation with the monitor sometimes, privately. So Sarah was the one that came in with the lethal electric idea in 2010. And I at first was kind of like, what are people going to think? And then I realized that's the only way we're going to have a safe fence. Guaranteed no one will go over. No one's going to cross over a lethal electric fence. They'd be out of their mind. But you say it was just barbed wire, they'd be cutting through it all night long. Sarah's here. She's the enforcer.
Well, you know, if you want to be safe, you've got to take certain measures to make sure safety happens. So, and I think that we want to be safe. Yes, it's not a matter of being scared of anything, but it's definitely, and you know, lethal electric fences are currently in use in the United States of America along our high security prison systems.
Yeah. I second the motion. So we stand behind that concept. Works for us. Yeah. It's like that green screen needs something. Like one more light over there. I'm gonna have to put it in later.
Okay.
Like a backlight, I think. Let me try that right
No,
now.
it's not like a concentration camp at all, because there's no, it's not a contained area that we're holding people.
You can still cross the border. This concept will still allow
Yes,
border
I mean,
crossing.
there are, you can cross the border at designated places,
Yeah.
but yes, it's, and yes, well, 777, we need to enforce the laws that are already on the books about the hiring of immigrants.
Yeah, they're already there. We've got the laws. They're in place.
Well, Sheriff, what do you guys say? Which vice president believes in the lethal electric fence? This one.
Yeah, I believe in them.
Which vice president is strong on border control, border patrol, and border security? This one.
Right on.
Which vice president will go after anyone who hurts the president? This one. So that's what I'll say about people that say I'm too gentle to be vice president. Well, Scantron, what I think is that we need stronger borders. I think it should be more difficult for people to come into our country illegally. Thank you, Scissor Fight. Yeah, it's pretty easy. And I also believe that we have great ideas for the future of our country. Oh, David looks kind of cute. Thank you, Shooting Star. Aw, Antique, you're sweet. Missed you too. You think the border talk has been fear-mongering? I think it's about helping the U.S. citizens. It's not about rounding people up. I do believe in due process, but I do believe in strengthening our border on the first day. Well, a lot of the lethal electric fence will be powered with solar energy. So the initial investment will be a bit high, but the long-term investment will be, it'll pay for itself with no cost energy in the future. Thank you, 568. The doors about the fence. And we can definitely work on what's currently in people that are currently in our country by making sure that we prosecute anyone who is here illegally. No hunting permits. Now's my chance. What are you saying? Hello, Beekman. David unbanned you. I'm glad you're back. Welcome. Oh, okay. Thanks, 716. I can pretty much handle myself, but I appreciate the heads up. The way that lethal electric fences are built is it's not just built like one fence and that's the lethal electric fence. There's actually protection around the lethal electric fence. So it's actually 3 sets of fencing. The center fence is the lethal electric fence, and the other 2 fencing is to prevent people from getting to the lethal electric fence. So I personally believe no one has to die from a lethal electric fence. It's a precautionary measure. If one person, if something happens to one person, it'll prevent many people from coming in. Accidental electrocutions will not happen. Just because death threats happen does not mean people should hit the road. Sarah, you met Subarashi in Vermont in 98. You went to Washington State. Okay. What are you saying, Shooting Star? I don't know what you're saying. Well, we're also going to make sure that there's no tunnels that are being built as well, Sheriff Woody. And how do I feel about the people who will point at the fence and laugh, calling Americans stupid? I believe it will secure our border, and I'll have the last laugh. No, I won't laugh, but I will be safe and protected. Sarah, what will you do about the pigs? The pigs can stay on either side of the border. No, hopefully there's not actually corpses on the fences. There's no corpses on the fences of lethal electric fences that surround prison systems. David has many friends. No, you're not his only friends. No, I'm not the opinion that any one particular person is dangerous. I just believe in protecting our country and protecting our Constitution. We'll do our best to identify the people if they happen to get hurt or die on the lethal electric fence. You thought you were one of David's best friends? Well, maybe you are. So you shouldn't be accidentally touching the fence, 790. And like I said, there's 3 rows of fencing around the 3 rows of fencing when it comes to lethal electric fence, so animals won't just walk up to it and get electrocuted. No, I don't think a wall is necessary when you have a lethal electric fence. The fence will be high enough to prevent people from catapulting. Thank you, Scantron. Sure, they will want to, but I would not advise against it. Right. I'll just go off and then go back on. Yeah, we're just dropping frames, a lot of frames. Not necessarily. Okay, here's... Those are non-lethal. Let's go with that's good. Alright, I'm trying to talk, but I'm sure I have lots of dropped frames happening, so I'm just going to let it happen, and I will give you this information. There's a lethal electric fence started being built in 1993. Yes, I did plenty of research. And it was switched on in 1993. Similar fences are in other prisons in California. Lethal electric fences are currently in operation in prisons in California and in Colorado. So that's how it is. Yes. It always happens at about 8 o'clock. for some reason. Yes, but the thing is that the technology exists, 528. The technology exists. I don't know. Are there any women in the chat room? Probably not, because, well, why not? The prisons would be good here. Yes, and the border is patrolled by Border Patrol. So that's a guard. The whole point is that it's a threshold. It serves as a threshold that cannot be crossed. Oh, you're a woman, you just got here. Someone wanted to ask. Someone was looking for a woman to chat with. I have not solved Ohm's law equations, Scantron. I would say it probably conducts electricity, 773. Okay, 528, thank you. There you go. You could do that. 330, you say you have a lethal electric fence around your property to keep the beast out. Testing, I can see you. I don't know if you can hear me, but you say electric fences on prisons are for one at a time escapes, and electric fences along the border would be for one at a time movements. You're laughing at the fact that I'm on battle cam?
What's so funny about that?
I don't know.
We're definitely battle cammers. We started battle camming a long time ago.
We had some dropped frames earlier, but I went off and went back on everything.
Oh, good. Hey, some people don't deal with stress very well. If a prisoner tries to short out a fence, a guard would be there, and there will be sentinels at every 1 mile post. And there'll be laser defense systems, as well as, people watching. A centralized video system, as well as a short-term solution to the fence, which would be to construct cargo containers and stack them. And I can show you if you're not doing anything. Are you clicking on something?
Nope.
Okay. I can show you kind of what we could do, a makeshift solution would be to have a series of cargo containers that would be lined up along the border. I'm not your dentist, but thank you. It's very kind of you to say that. So a construct like this, lined up next to each other, like that, would be a temporary wall, 3 high, which would prevent anybody from coming in. And we could actually put these things behind, actually with motion detectors in each one of them. So if motion detectors tripped off, they would go off, and everybody would be alerted as to the dangerous breach of security. But you get the idea. Thank you. Good idea, yeah. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Sarah doesn't like to cook. She made great lasagna, though. You know, I do agree that she's a more careful cook than I am. I do think you're right. And I honestly, I'm the fastest cook on earth, so I throw things out there. But I love food. Now, my biggest complaint about my own cooking is I don't salt it enough. But if you look at the reality that if you look at salt and the dangers of over-salting, people like Chef Ramsay are actually, inadvertently trying to kill people by urging people to salt everything. So you have to ask yourself, why don't you use alternative ingredients like lemon? It makes a good kind of a salty taste to your dinner, and it won't cause your grandpa to have a heart attack. When you have the in-laws over for a Thanksgiving, nobody will die. Yeah, it may be a joke to you, but I mean, it could happen. No, what the drug cartels will not want to tunnel down there. Did you get the memo on how we're going to build a road like this one, where unmanned vehicles can travel up and down the side of the fence?
And do
sonar,
yeah,
radar, X-ray,
so they can see if there is any tunnels.
You do need 2,000 milligrams of salt a day, but 1/4 of us are salt sensitive and can trigger heart disease, hardening of the arteries, and countless other problems. So you don't want to ever go without salt, even if you are salt sensitive. But I mean, if you get too much, like Chef Ramsay does on his meals, you could walk out of that restaurant with heart palpitations or something. I mean, who knows?
Thank you.
If you get a headache and ringing in the ears, you got to contact a doctor. Seriously, if you get nauseous, headache, and ringing in the ears, you need to see a doctor, because they need to charge you $1,500 for your visit. It is impossible. I mean, the wall is impossible. The fence is doable. We have enough fencing around our FEMA camps right now, around the country. Pull them down. I say, Mr. Obama, tear down those FEMA camp fences. And put them down on the southern border, roll them up and put them on rail cars and take them down there, and then have prison labor put these in. And they'll earn their time. We'll even give them $1 a day to do this. Isn't that nice of us? And then they'll get $100 in a little bag of swag to take with them down to their home country when they get released. And they'll be buff, and we'll feed them really well, so they'll be very physically strong. And muy machismo. Oh, yeah, muy machismo, yeah.
How is it unconstitutional to build a fence?
It's not unconstitutional. Gold is down to 1324. Gold is dropping, but silver is migrating up again. Isn't this interesting? Dow Jones hovering at 18,491. Going up, ironically, on the jobs report, going down. No, Sarah's just tired. It's been a long week. She's already getting in the groove of things. So at 9, we're closing the show down, but we'll be running videos all the way into the night till 2 in the morning, because Sarah and I have decided to take some Sarah and Dave time tonight. We really need some time to just to enjoy life. We've been on since 5 o'clock, so a 4-hour show is pretty good.
I am thankful it's Friday. Yes.
Well, Trump is 14 points behind in the polls to Hillary. But Hillary is very close to having some sort of a mental breakdown. So we don't know. The election could go in any direction. Trump might have a momentary lapse of conscience and admit that he took my ideas and used them to win the Republican nomination. I want less police. I'm tired of the police state. That's my whole thing. And I think Donald and Hillary will both create a bigger police state. The government shouldn't be charging huge fees for going fast. 5 mile an hour over the speed limit laws should be not enforced in America. I can see maybe 20 mile an hour over the speed limit charges. That's when they should kick in. But 5 is ridiculous. I know people that get $150 tickets for going 5 mile an hour over the speed limit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you could be right about Hillary having a breakdown because Trump was not supposed to be taken seriously.
Well, you got to understand, if Hillary does drop out and Donald does end up dropping out due to medical reasons, prostate problems or something, it is an open playing field. But I haven't had any meaningful representation in the mainstream media at all. At all. Nothing. We had interviews at my house. I've been interviewed by Cairo, which is an ABC affiliate, Cairo TV here in Seattle, but they refused to acknowledge that they even came to my house. They played a little clip of me to make fun of me. And that's all they ever did. Yeah. Well, we have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. I have a feeling that Hillary and Donald will both drop out of the race. Johnson's going to drop out any day now. He is a person who's spineless in my mind. He just doesn't have it. You know, I don't think a lot about Trump's prostate. Trump does. Every time he has a hesitation when he's urinating, he thinks, I don't know if I can continue doing this. I'm going to have to wave my weenie more often. You know, every single stop at every single road trip has been hard on him. He's 70 years old. I mean, have some sympathy for him. Give him a break. Get him a wheelchair or something. It's okay.
It just won't. Okay.
So you notice they're closing down bank branches around the country. We've had 10% closures across the country due to lack of people making money. Banks allegedly claim that they make about $1.1 million in revenue on average, and their costs are around $200,000 to $300,000 to operate them. That's the number I read recently. But the reality is, banks, I don't think they're bringing in $1 million in revenue. I really don't. I think they're closures of banks all over the country. Yeah, it's happening. I just don't think they bring in a lot of money. Online banking is taking over. We're going to see the end of the mom and pop bank in America. It's going to be more ATMs and less actual branches, I believe. Trump will probably not make a concession speech. Yeah, he's even said he's thinking of leaving the country. And he's like a little spoiled child who doesn't get his way, you know. I feel sorry for him in a way. He's got a massive amount of debt. That $63 million he hasn't reported to the FEC probably will help buy him some time dealing with the interest alone on that debt. He owes $650 million. How'd you like to have that hanging over your head? And he claims he's worth $10 billion, so it's just hard to imagine anyone who can pull that together. I don't ever get mad at everyone. No. I've never gotten mad when I leave the house. I have very nice conversations with people. I do get forceful and I make some statements that are rather difficult for some people to handle. I mean, I don't like bureaucracy. I stand up to people who are bureaucrats. I don't like mistakes going on, so I'm usually a whistleblower in my area. I'll call up and say, hey, is this project over with? Are you under budget? So I'm active politically, if that's what you mean. Overdraft fees are killing America. Yep, $50 with some banks for an overdraft fee. Scantron 0101 said. Yeah, late fees are killing Americans. Last year, the American people spent $31 billion in late fees and overdrafts and transfer charges. $31 billion, it's huge. Cancer is $80 billion. That's how big the banking industry is on that level. So in that way, the banking industry does make a lot of money. You know, when Dodd-Frank bill pushed forward and they changed all that, they actually made it easier for the banks to steal money from people. They didn't put any safeguards in place for gouging the average consumer. Dodd-Frank bill was a dead on arrival bill that has cost our country a lot of money because we're paying for an organization that didn't even exist prior. Yeah, more WTF on that, yeah. In my little town. Your little name is kind of iconic, really? Okay, Fester. Fester's big in a small town. Thank you so much. So Fester, people are listening to what Fester says in a small town.
That's pretty cool.
Well, at least you're not named Festus. That was from, I guess, Gunsmoke, right? Festus.
Hi, Jackson.
Apparently his wife's suing because she was told by her dominant male husband to sue anyone who questions her. You know, if he tries to sue me, it's going to be an interesting thing because I've got video proof of me talking about all these ideas dating back to 2008. Sarah is my witness, and I've got countless people online who'd probably testify on my behalf. And I'm not looking for a legal battle with Donald Trump. I want these ideas to move forward. I want the 1,000-mile fence. I really do. I think we need it. I'm a little upset that he took all our ideas and runs with them and claims they're his own and then claims that I stole it from him, which I didn't, which is even more despicable. But this is the thing. You know, if we are moving forward on certain issues, I see it as a plus. It's not a net loss. So I have to look at it that way. I don't want to look at it that way, but I have to. Yeah, the Russian hacking came right after Trump told him to do it. And he had one goal in mind, and that was to act like he was leading the country or something, not realizing that by contacting the Russian hackers, he was violating the Logan Act. And I'm sure that going down to Mexico was illegal because you're not allowed to actually involve yourself with a foreign dignitary on political grounds. So I think he may have violated the Logan Act just going down to meet President Nieto. That's why I didn't go down. I was invited, but somebody in the room says, "Hey, you want to go to Mexico?" It's like, no, I really don't. I don't want to violate the Logan Act. Plus, he didn't even ask President Nieto, who, or when can we get first payment on the wall? It's just ridiculous.
Wow, it's pretty interesting. I was just reading about clothes, and it's like "No one wants your old clothes" is the name of the article, and it's basically about how people should recycle their clothes, but this idea of fast fashion and the fashion trends changing all the time is just creating this huge amount of waste.
I know.
Huge.
I know. Well,
like
this is the thing.
Tons.
I know.
Tons.
Michael Kors and his purses will be eventually in a landfill.
Yes.
Even though people pay thousands of dollars for these purses.
And then even if what surprised me is that even if you do donate them to like Goodwill or Salvation Army, they sell less than half the clothes.
Right. Most of them are thrown away or they're sent away.
They take them to
Africa.
At least they bail them up and they send them to textile recyclers.
Yeah, and they send them to Africa.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
In the past, they used to send them to Africa, but people don't even want them in Africa.
Well, consumerism is really it's been driving the growth of our country in China and Europe and other countries like India. Consumerism is a trendy thing. People want to be like Americans and they want to have that life, that wonderful life that we seem to embody, but we're losing market share. And since our production has dropped, I am very convinced that we are facing some downward cycles that we have to augment and do something. So what I'm proposing is legalization of marijuana to stimulate the service sector, and it opens up all kinds of opportunities for young people to get money for growing it legally. And that's going to increase a market economy at the free market level like we've never seen before. And our mobile medical units and our homestead renewal plan will be a big improvement over the entire do-nothing presidency of Barack Obama and George W. Bush. So we've got the homestead renewal plan, and we've got a solar panel installation plan that looks really good. We could easily move forward with generic pharmaceuticals, getting the government involved in low-cost pharmaceutical production, essential food program where we get involved in making food products. Well, he was talking to President Nieto on the political terms, and I think that's a violation of the Logan Act. I don't believe you can go over and do that without approval from the government. Yeah, I'm a little. If it was a publicity stunt, it's going to backfire. And already his pro-Latino Trump guy is scaring people. I mean, he's the guy that says he wants to stop immigration as well, but he's also pro-Latino, and he says we want to take over the country. I mean, who?
Well, even traditional markets used for used clothing, like poor parts of Asia and Africa, are rejecting the forward fashion wear as too shoddy. It's made of too cheap material.
Hang on. What was your question? Your statement? Go ahead.
I was just saying that they don't even take the clothes in Africa and Asia like many people think, because it's like made of awful material.
Yeah, I'm in favor of the
fashionable.
I'm in favor of the Johnson Amendment, Beekman. People who are nonprofits should not be donating to any type of political group. Just like I don't believe that public unions should be allowed to get behind any one candidate. I think that's wrong. I don't even like public unions. I like private unions as long as they're not too big, but I don't like public unions. I think they get too big and that they dominate our policies and using taxpayer dollars to generate their own income. They use those funds to lobby Congress and to control politics. It's ridiculous. Yeah, for a 70-year-old guy, he looks like about an 80-year-old guy. A fart in a whirlwind has energy. Shocking documentary about banned schools here. Let's take a look. Answer the phone. I don't answer the phone from you, man. You know, we don't have anything in common anymore. You know that. We lost interest in you 3 years ago. I thought you figured that out.
The story that is presented in public education. At first there was a big bang, and then after millions and billions of years, somehow we got here through the magic of evolution. And we've seen the diagrams, we've seen the textbooks, we've seen the explanation, we know the propaganda. And
well, great, let's get to the point. This is a shocking documentary once banned in public schools. We'll put that in our list tonight to play for you guys in the after show, which is coming up in 15 minutes, by the way. We'll be adding a bunch of clips that have been brought into our show tonight. A really big shoe. Yeah, so we would love to take your call, but unfortunately, you didn't really kind of get a good trend going back in the days when you spent every single call demoralizing our show. It was not a good move on your part. The Johnson Amendment. Yeah, you could imply that the Johnson Amendment deals with the state interfering with the affairs of church, as that interpretation goes. Sure. I just don't believe that any type of a private nonprofit organization should invest in political campaigns. Sandy Hook Justice Report, Wolfgang, alive well on Wayback Machine. Okay. So we lost a wonderful chatter from way back, Wintard, and those days are archived in our YouTube shows. I just don't know which day she called in. But I can tell you Wintard was a wonderful person, had a fantastic voice. I even told her many times that she really had a great voice and she could easily have exploited that. But something must have depressed her so much that she took too many pills and died. And it really is a sad day. Wintard sent us a photo of herself wearing one of our t-shirts that she bought. And I'm looking for that right now. Yeah. I'm listening. Okay. We're going live with Rodney here. Go ahead.
Oh, we're going live? Shit. All right. Well, hey, Dave, what I wanted to say was, you know, when I call your show, it's all in good fun, right?
I'm trying to believe that, yeah.
Well, just so you know, it was all in good fun for Wintard as well, and I just think it's important that we all take a step back and a deep breath, and realize that life is short, and this is all fun and games, and don't be taking anything too seriously, Dave.
Yeah, same to you, buddy.
Noticing you're losing.
I really, I wish the same to you. Don't take it too seriously. When you cash your check for all of this activity that you do on the internet, don't take that too seriously either. 1,700 watching in a storm shelter in North Carolina, everybody, folks. We've got people right now worried about the weird weather changes in the southeast. America is clearly getting what we call global climate change. Yeah, Potato Girl, apparently Wintard killed herself. Really, really sad news. A young girl had a lot ahead of her. That's it for you, Rodney. You had a little time on the air, though. Consider that a win. Well, we had her call in. She called in about 3 or 4 times on our show back in 2014, and she was always really, really an amazing vocal presence. That's all I can remember about her. Many of you followed her on her shows and things. It's extreme pride is the definition of hubris. Yeah. So I wish we had her audio clips available. We just don't. Yeah. But she said no to the chemtrails, apparently. She's a very bright young lady. She said no more to life. It must have been a tragic, romance broken up or emotional upheaval, something like that. Thank you. So, rectal exam went to the Trump rally tonight and yelled, "What about David Sponheim?" Finally, Trump said, "Who? Get him out of here." I was in shock. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, he doesn't want to hear from me or any of our supporters. Was cool to see political activism just 20 minutes from your house. Really? You saw it 20 minutes from your house? What, was some homeless guy sitting on the corner with a sign saying, "We'll work for a better president"? I don't have any comments on Blumpkins. I can tell you there's a potential for a pandemic. A Blumpkin pandemic is always a potential. CDC might create the Blumpkin pandemic. That could be right after Zika. You think Trump has connections to Russian hackers? You wonder? You didn't realize most of the people that lease his suites in his hotels have connections to various people? Okay. I don't know. I don't have specific information. You have a picture of Gene Wilder? Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, that's the Gene Wilder we all loved. The same guy that stood right across from me at the Palladium. I was about a foot away from him and he was talking to me. I'm writing about my meeting with Gene Wilder in my book. He died at 83. Wow. So this is a good time to kind of wrap up on some of your reading for the night and listen to our show in the background and realize you've got friends at America's Third Party. Sarah and I are not professional friends. We're just friends that like to share friendship with others. Go ahead. We don't profit from friendships. Some of your friends want to use you. Some of them just want to borrow your time and want to rent your truck. Hey, can I borrow your truck? No, we are going to be on lots of ballots. You just have to write my name in. You didn't get the memo? You actually have to think in this election. You can't just fill in the blank. You actually write David Sponheim in. Start practicing. And then you'll know exactly how it's spelled. It's spelled like Anaheim, but think of spontaneity. Spontaneity in Anaheim. That'll be a mnemonic help for you figuring out this. People say I've got Peter Lorre eyes. Yeah, but Sarah might have Betty Davis eyes. We heard about Wintard from Mad Dog. I know. Donald hasn't paid anybody. I mean, he's got a lot of people really, really upset about not getting paid. 60 people are suing him over lack of payment. You can write whoever you want. You're right. The email thing is getting old, but not nearly bad as Trump. The email thing hasn't really generated any real credible evidence against Hillary. If Julian Assange really does have that bombshell email that he claims he has of Hillary being complicit in ordering the death of Chris Stevens, bye-bye Hillary. If Julian Assange presents that in the next 3 weeks, Hillary's campaign is dust. Oh, thank you. Somebody said, correct your tie, David. Took all of 3 hours to do this. I get fashion help 3 hours into my show.
Sarah's not fashionable, obviously.
Well,
Look at her.
Anyway, you look great. I like that coat. You've got a casual, chic look about you. It's very similar to some of the fashion models that we see in today's life doing things naturally. Why is Trump hiding his taxes? Good question. Why is Hillary avoiding any discussion of anything? Because she's possibly going to have a seizure. Why does Hillary evade questions about... Well, no one's ever asked her any questions about Arkansas. I doubt one person has had a camera in front of her saying, did you and Bill do drugs or handle transporting of cocaine in Arkansas, in Maine, Arkansas? I doubt anyone ever said that to her. Unless she would say, what difference at this point does it make? But no, seriously, nobody's ever asked her if she smoked pot, like they asked her husband. I never inhaled. But we've got a problem, folks. The two-party system is the problem. And if you haven't figured that out yet, your vote is going to be wasted on the two parties either way, especially if you support a New World Order, which is what they support. Everybody in the two parties is goose-stepping along, creating a police state, a fascist police state, where the government has no safeguards against looking into your personal life. Not heard from Richard Simmons. We don't know what's going on. Gucci. Hillary will never tell you anything about herself. I would agree. Trump's net worth, $14.52. He just won't present any information about his $10 billion he alleged he has. Willy Wonka GIF. Oh, goody. I've seen that one. Yeah, that's where his face morphs. Now, that's not really GIF worthy. You lose. Dave, in today's society, everyone has smoked pot at some point. It's part of growing up in modern society. Scantron, I totally agree. Except Hillary and Donald have never smoked pot. And you're never going to get them to legalize marijuana. Sarah has never smoked pot. So there are people that don't smoke pot. She just doesn't want to, and I don't blame her. But Trump doesn't even want us to do what rightfully should be our choices, our individual choices. He doesn't understand the very tenets of our Constitution. He's lost track wanting to ID Muslims and treat them unfairly. And the 14th Amendment prevents anyone from being unequally treated. We can't pull Muslims out of their mosques and say, you must now ID you, and put stars of David on their shoulders like, the Jews had under Hitler. It would be different, of course. I just think this is terrible. And and his mail-order wife wouldn't make a good first lady like Sarah would. Sarah and I have even said we could consider getting married in the White House. It's a possibility. Mm-hmm. It's a possibility. We've left that open. I would never do drugs. I know. A U.S. soldier exposes the policy in Iraq. It was kill everybody. This is going to be a wake-up call. Tomorrow night is our anti-war rally. We'll be starting it at 5. Or actually, right around 5-ish. Ish. Maybe a little later. Sometimes Saturdays are a little delayed. Wow. I'm going to add that to war, too. Getting our library together so we can have our late night tonight with each other.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you've been hanging in there. You're a trooper. It's a long week for Sarah. She's, she's constantly out there doing stuff.
IDTE. That's an interesting article I just read.
Good.
It's not too cold in the house. I just decided to wear this.
We're not Mormons. We're actually a hybrid Amish. We weren't raised Amish, but we see ourselves as hybrid Amish people. I see the austerity life as something it's okay. I live a fairly austere life. I don't, go out of my way to spend money at restaurants. I'm conservative with my electricity. I actually recycle everything that I can recycle. But I'm not Amish. I was actually baptized Catholic, and I left the Catholic Church at the age of 11. And Sarah was a Christian growing up, and she's, not a practicing religious Christian, but she has her personal beliefs. Yeah, I will get the pitchfork for you. And we have come out to the border here to bring the sheep into the fold. If you support Donald Trump, you may want to remember that our idea created the 1,000-mile fence. We actually did the math and measured the distance we would need for the fence. So that's where the 1,000-mile fence idea popped up in 2008. We also have great ideas for our country, and you will see all about them as you see our shows in the future. This $400 per month deal is the only place you'd find it on the internet, is our website. Actually, this is our show that talks about it. We don't even have it on our website yet. It's a fairly fresh idea. But if you currently get SSI disability, we wouldn't in any way touch your funds. You'd still get SSI disability. You just wouldn't get an extra $400 a month. Comprendo mundo? Illegals will not get any money. Non-U.S. citizens will not get any money. Well, no, we are thinking maybe the Rio Grande, we could make a moat. Yeah, a lot of the Rio Grande we could augment with deep water dredging. And possibly, adding sharks or crocodiles. Your sister's Amish, she ran the way, but...
It is the shepherd's stick. I'll stand up and show you that it's this.
Oh, yes.
Shepherd's stick.
You said
It's not a cane, it's a shepherd's
When I left the farm, Sarah and I, we had to leave the farm, but I said to my papa, I said, I'm taking the shepherd's stick there, Dad. We got to do a lot to bring in the hybrid Amish people into this fold.
Looking out for the sheep.
So I had to picked up the shepherd's stick, and my father didn't know about it.
The shepherd's stick is created so you can sleep and watch your sheep. Oh, yeah, sheep.
Wintard has opened up a GoFundMe page. Are you serious? Is that legitimate?
Kick.
For the funeral, wow. Oh, God. Thank you. Electric Paisley, thank you so much. We're going to miss Wintard. I always wanted her to call back, and she never did. I kept saying, call back, Wintard, and she never did. Somehow I wanted to hope in some way that I could have helped her, but I think when people make these decisions in life, you can't help them. But if you are close to that decision, you can get help, folks. You can contact anybody in your area crisis unit to talk about your depression. There are people that'll sit and listen to you for hours, and I'm not kidding. They really do exist. I nearly cried earlier with Wintard. People saw me nearly breaking up. I was drawing tears. We got to know her a little bit online. It was kind of a weird encounter, but we'll be thinking about her.
I sent her a shirt.
We sent her a shirt, and we sent her another shirt. Didn't you send her the purple shirt? Was that her too?
It was a blue-green shirt.
Yeah. She said she liked a shirt Sarah liked, and we sent it to her.
I did.
And Sarah, was kind enough to do that. And then on top of that, Wintard bought one of our shirts and put it on and modeled for us. And tomorrow night we'll play that a picture of Wintard's shirt modeling for us. We don't see her face, but we see her body. Yeah. Thank you, Scantron. Okay, we're going into our new library tonight, which is huge. We've got massive collections of videos we've put together recently in our playlist on YouTube. And we'll play that for you tonight as we're heading toward the future. We don't really know what is ahead because our country is so misled and so corrupt, and our leaders are so neglectful and unable to actually address the issues facing our country, like the environmental crisis we're in, like our lack of jobs, like the simple fact that people want to own a house and they can't. We address these issues every night in our show. I'm really, really sad about what's happening. People are really getting down. To see Wintard kill herself is just, it's earth-shaking for me. Those few calls which we have on our record in our show, which I don't exactly know where, but they're really, that big emblematic times when I remember her loud and clear, and she had a voice, and she really had an opinion, and she took her position strong. And it's really, I think the smartest people, I heard that she committed suicide. I haven't verified it. She took pills, that's what the rumor is. I am sounding sincere. I am sincere. Don't ever doubt my sincerity. Okay, we'll start things off with a little bit of a Weird Al Yankovic, and he did a video called Foil. It'll be rather interesting to see. Many of you think that that this guy is making fun of conspiracy theorists. He is. He's an obvious shill of the New World Order, and he's been put in play to kind of make fun of everything. Watch this. It'll be very interesting. And tonight will be full of all kinds of weird, really wild videos, all related to no extended show tonight. Sarah and I are taking a personal half hour off to spend some time together. It's been a long week. We want to be together. New construction trades in Virginia. Everything's being expanded out west of D.C. Interesting. Virginia's doing well economically. That's good to know. We will. Thank you, DT Laura. All right, we're going to keep the thing rolling, and you guys can take over for the evening. Enjoy. I'll be back intermittently throughout the night till 2 in the morning to chat with people. But thanks again for coming into Freedom Friday. We do this show nightly because we really do care about the future of this country. I cannot support public unions. I'm going to be taking a 4 million vote loss in that department, possibly up to an 8 million vote loss. But there's so many people on the right that don't like public unions that I really want their vote. I want the Tea Party votes, and I want the Bernie supporters. And the Bernie supporters may not know it, but my attitude toward private unions will put a private union in Walmart. Barack Obama wouldn't do that. So I support private unions, but I don't support government-funded and financed public unions. I just don't. R.I.P. to Wintard. It's been a very, very sad night for a lot of us when somebody who's been so active on the internet takes their life. All right, here's Al Yankovic, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for our anti-war rally. Take care. Got to find myself here. All right, toodles.